only love you when they're playing. Welcome to this tutorial for how to play Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. This is a very easy 2-chord song, but one of those chords is the F chord, and we're doing this as part of my free series where we play 10 songs with just 2 chords, but one of those chords is either a bar chord, or we're looking at how to improve our bar chords or higher level chords with just songs with 2 chords in them. So this is a superb example because we have 1 bar of the F and then 1 bar of the G. The G, just to cover it first of all, you could play this normal kind of what I call all fingers G, with fingers 1, 2, 3 and 4, so with all 4 of our fingers, but it sounds a little bit cleaner, and I just want to make you guys aware of this G, which can occasionally be called the rock G, but it's just a really good opportunity to cover it. And in this series we're covering things that are maybe a little bit higher level than the total basics, okay? This is sort of a beginner plus or an early intermediate stage, so we cover some trickier things. The trickier thing here is playing this G and making sure that we're muting string 5. We're actually taking it out and we're muting it with the underside of the middle finger. String muting is a very important thing going forward, and we can see when we strum here, this string 5 is not vibrating, and that's what we're after, okay? The F chord in the introduction and the verses it's not very heard, the acoustic guitar, in the original version, so if we're doing a simple strumming version of it, it's common that we'll play an F. Now in the chorus, we're actually playing the easier F major 7, and that's because that highest note, that thinnest string, is the same as the melody note that Stevie Nicks was singing. Thunder only happens when it's raining, okay? So the difference is we want to play the F chord but without the thinnest string. Now the super easy version of that you will know if you've done many beginner lessons, this is the easier beginner way to do an F, and this is entirely valid as an option for an F. What I would encourage us to go for here is this way of playing an F, which keeps the first finger exactly the same but keeps fingers 2, 3 and 4 the more standard way that we would play the kind of F bar chord and bar chords in general, and it's essentially making an E major shape. Now what that means is we don't have that A note ringing out, so it sounds a little bit better in my opinion, and it's really worth learning at this level, which is this early intermediate, very late beginner kind of stage. We need to make sure that thinnest string rings out, so that first finger is right on its tip like this, and the thumb is muting. If you can, hold it down, that thickest string on the first fret with your thumb, but that is not essential. The essential thing would be at least muting it, and if you're holding it down, hold it down at the first fret only, not the second fret, because that would be a different note. We want that. And it's that change therefore to the G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this would be the whole song. We'll cover strumming options in a second, but now here you go again. You say you want your freedom. Well, who am I to let you down? Okay, get used to those changes and this new rock G, making sure that that string 5 is muting, and we can continue that throughout the whole song just to do a simple strumming version of it if you're just singing and strumming yourself. Now the main idea of this course is to give you guys the skills and confidence to go on to learn whatever songs that you want to learn and not be limited by the few chords that you may know at this time. We're going to work through those things that are limiting you, and therefore it's a great opportunity in the verses of this song to perhaps work on the full barred F chord, because the change from the F to the G chord is one of the most common we have in guitar songs, and it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now here you go again, you say you want your freedom, and we're giving that first finger a little bit less work or at least a bit of rest when we play the G, because we're playing it in this fashion. So for all the intros and the verses, we could go for the bar chord F, and just in the chorus, we've got the easier option to give that first finger on your fingers in general a little bit of a rest. Thunder only happens when it's raining. And then in the verses, very subtle difference, as I say. So if you don't want to take on the bar chord just yet, that's entirely fine. You can work on it in a different song and just find your way of doing this one. That's totally fine. It would be the same 2 chords throughout the whole song. There are different versions with more chords in them. There's been many covers, but we're just sticking in to do it with those chords so that we can get some cool strumming and get you playing along to the original, hopefully, and doing your own simple singing versions. The strumming pattern that I would recommend for this song, on acoustic guitar, you know, just doing our own little version, is down, 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 up, down, up. This would go. Now, in reality, many other strumming patterns will work, and what is very common, but we want to be careful of at this stage, is that the most important thing is keeping your arm moving. So our arm is actually moving 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but we're only catching 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and, which is down, 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 up, down, up. And we're trying to catch all the strings nice and evenly, not being too deep with your pick. We don't want this sort of sound, just slightly, very lightly graze them. And if you accidentally hit an extra strum or do some louder and do some quieter, go with it for a little bit, because this is a really safe way, or a safe musical situation, to try out these things and just try and keep in time, either with the record or to match it to your singing. Just try and make it work for you. This is what we're doing this little series about. So let's have a play along with that with the easier chord, the F major 7 to the G. And let's start really slow. We're going to go almost half time to begin with. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Okay, really slow from that F chord. In, 2, 3 and 4 and. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Now I'm going to pause there already, just to make sure you guys are all aware of the most important thing or way that you can do these kind of strumming patterns with any chord sequence, and that's by lifting off if there's a last strum after 4, the up strum after 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4, lift. Sounds really bad if I just stop there, but in context and up to speed, and with a, more importantly with a light strumming and just keeping the rhythm nice and even, I've suddenly got loads more time to change, and when we do it slowly, that's what we're going to try and get, okay? Join in with me from the F chord in a 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4, lift. Okay, now let's pause there. If you could keep up with that, that's absolutely great. If you did that well, let's try and do it with the bar chord, just as an exercise to power through this, the purpose of this course, okay? So just a quick demo. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Much tougher, but we're gonna have to do this at some point. Now's our opportunity. If this has been too hard for you, or if it's too hard to do the bar chord, stay for the easier one all the way through. If that one's been too hard for you from the start, go back to the easier one, which is just F like a C and F major 7 like this. Just make sure that you're not picking the thickest string and you'll be absolutely fine, okay? It's a-okay. I'll be demoing the bar chord for now. I encourage you to join in with that. Nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and... I'll just slow down a little. Now let's say I mess up my strumming. It's absolutely fine because I didn't stop my arm moving. The very common one would be down, down, up, down. And it still works, but for this one, now here you go again. Say. That's what we're wanting to encourage. I'll pause there. You will find more help with playing along and playing up to tempo on the website, which is the top link in the description on YouTube, and on the Andy Guitar app, available on iOS and Android devices. Andy Guitar, that's all you have to search for in the App Store and stuff. I hope that really helps you. Don't let bar chords stop you or any harder chords stop you from enjoying guitar. Enjoying your instrument and enjoying playing is the most important thing. Absolutely. This is a great song to just pick up your guitar and do it, but it's not super beginner friendly. We're looking at slightly higher level stuff. I hope you'll check out the rest of this series either on YouTube or on the website or on the Andy Guitar apps, and I will see you there. Bye for now.